according to the manual, the tank on the blower is like 2.5 gallons. So I could probably get like 3 mows out of full tank. 2.5, something like that.
It's like perfect temperature out here.
It's somewhat cleaned out water garden. It looks better.
But you can, I mean, you can see the layer of stuff in there now.
I know.
Want me to grab that? Is that a lawnmower, buddy? I can't wait for you to mow. So, a side note before I go any further with my conversation. Tobias, as you saw the other day, was crawling in the grass, like literally crawling up on his knees and all that, but he still doesn't try to do that inside the house. He only does it when he's out in the grass, because today, while we were outside this morning, he did it again, but only in the grass. Once he's back inside, he doesn't do it. It's weird. Also, we're getting ready to go to my dad's because I need to give him the rent check, but I'm also gonna spend some time with him, and my brother called me earlier and I found out he's actually planning on going out there as well. So my brother's gonna be out there along with Emily, getting ready to go. It's pretty warm actually. Tobias has been like, just kinda irritable for a couple of days it seems like. It must be his teeth coming in, like maybe his other tooth is coming in now. I'm not really sure. Let's go. You know, anytime you record yourself, I don't keep this stuff in there. I just delete it.
Peanuts. There's too much chocolate.
It's good.
I never have too much chocolate.
Dang, Lane. Where'd you get those hot dogs?
What the fuck?
Will you stop it?
You sure ready to raw hot dog? Oh, what's...
They're pre-cooked, but like not a frozen one. Like that's weird.
I like pizza in a blanket that are really, really big. And when I say that, I mean corn dog.
Yeah. So why did you wear goofy shit to the store the other day and then drop a whole bottle of wine? Break it. How did you manage that?
I put the money in to pay for it, and when the change was coming out, hit the bottle.
When the change come out, it hit the bottle and broke it?
No, when the change came out, I was going to grab the change, you know? I was grabbing it, and I hit the bottle of wine.
Don't understand.
I apparently.
What's he doing?
Can you see his pupils yet?
Dad, what the f are you doing? Poked his eye.
You poked his eye?
No, I never
Yes.
touched it.
Yes, he...
Water. You want some water?
Yeah.
Betsy, you tell her?
What?
You tell her?
I didn't tell her the story.
What happened? What'd you do? Tell her a ghost story?
No, they wanted me to tell them the story of the boy who cried wolf.
How about the Sangamo Scratcher?
So Dad was at the Sydney Saloon with Gary. Dad was getting drunk and up and arm wrestling everybody, and he beat everybody in there. And then one guy out in the crowd who was like, "No, you're lying! I beat you!" And Dad started throwing tables and shit.
What? Daddy, did that happen? He's like,
Then we got kicked out of the Sydney Saloon.
I see your tooth.
looking in the same direction.
Hey. So, nothing was done today. It is getting into the evening of evenings. 7:30, you know? Pretty dim outside. Dusk is upon us. Tobias is playing with a sock. And I am getting ready to possibly watch something on Netflix. But since 2 o'clock, and it is 7:30 now, I have pretty much just been reading because on my phone I have saved the entire first rough draft of my story that I wrote, and I didn't publish it, but I like self-published it and just like made a book or whatever. I might have talked about that a year ago or 2 years ago. I almost wrote a book and then I also published the part that I almost wrote. I had a copy of the same thing on my phone, and so I've been rereading that all of this afternoon and evening now. And it's totally motivating me to get back into that story and write more of it, but at the same time it's also discouraging me because I'm like, oh man, I can't even imagine like trying to write something awesome again. But you know, story of my life, discouraged when it comes to things I want to create for fear of it not being good enough. Interesting little tidbit, although it's not really that interesting, but to me it is because I'm his parent. Tobias was, why you look like that? What are you doing? You got something in your mouth? So Tobias is able to steady himself and sit up on his own. Like if I sit him on his butt, he can sit there fine and he doesn't fall over really ever anymore. But he has never gone from a crawling position into a sitting position on his own without the without the help of like my legs or, you know, getting up on something else. He's never been able to just from crawling position just kind of like scoot himself back and then get into a sitting position until today. I saw him do it and I'm like, holy crap. Holy crap. And the other thing that I did today was I tried to do some dishes. Tobias freaked out, so I only got a few silverware done, a bowl, and a chopping board. That was it. I was able to boil some pasta real quick to eat, and that was my day. And I vacuumed in here, of course, you already saw that. So yeah, the ants in the house are getting out of control. Oh, one more thing. Earlier, I was reading aloud to myself to, you know, drown out the silence in here. So instead of just reading silently while Tobias was playing, I read out loud to him. But I had him in his bouncy seat here. Sometimes when he's in his bouncy seat, he'll actually be really quiet and he'll just be sitting there and not bouncing, nothing, just kind of looking at the floor or something like that. And he was doing that. He was being like really quiet while I was reading. And all of a sudden, after a while, I was like, man, he's been quiet for like a long time. He hasn't like made any noise at all. And I look over and he's got his head like this and he's like just looking down, and I stood up and I looked over here because I was like, you know, I called over to him. I was like, you a sleepy boy? And he didn't respond. I'm like, oh my God. So I got up and I looked and he was just laying like that, sleeping. He was asleep. And I'm like, oh my gosh, because usually I read to him out loud when I'm trying to get him to go to sleep. So I guess my talking and all that in that, you know, monotone voice that I use whenever I read out loud put him to sleep, and he fell asleep in that thing. He's never done that. That was crazy. He's never done the whole like fall asleep in a random spot when I'm not even trying to get him to go to sleep. So that was a first. Good morning. Good morning. We'll go outside and walk around because it's beautiful. All them birds out there. We're just getting nothing but doves. Doves for days. Ground's feeling pretty dry under there. Clear skies. Look at this. It's gorgeous. What are you looking at, baby? Whee!
You want me to toss you up in the pine tree?
Pine tree?
Shut up.
Look at this sprawly looking thing. Look at all the new shoots coming off of it. It's all over the place. Hey there. My stomach hurts so bad. It's been hurting for the past like 3 hours. and it hasn't really got any better. Took some Pepto, didn't do anything. Go this way, Tobias. Come on. He keeps getting stuck on things and freaking out. Anyway, I chopped up some sweet potato. Got some roast in the oven, and he is stuck on something. And I made a tomato and basil salad in there. Go that way. He doesn't have much room in here to move around, especially since I thought that the carpet in here was going to be low enough to where when he ran over it, he'd be able to get up over it and keep going. But because of these little rubber stoppers, these right here, he can't get over anything. He gets stuck every single time he gets on the carpet. So, yeah. Come here. Keep trying. You stuck? There you go. Now come on. Come on. Come here. You gotta turn, silly. Man, it's warm in here already. It's 73? I didn't think it was that warm. I mean, that's not that warm, honestly. That's not that bad. But I didn't think it was even 73 yet, but see that? You see that? Can't get over the carpet. Once he's on the carpet, he can pretty much move. You gotta push a little harder, baby, or else you're not gonna get through here. Keep trying. See, it's too hard on the carpet. Like, I read reviews, you know, to see if it would go over carpet. And the review said it went over carpet pretty well, but apparently not. Man, this thing kind of sucks. It just sits so low that it literally can't go over like anything. And the door was not shut, so that's nice. I hope none of the cats got out. Here's Tennyson. And Tama is just hanging out by the back door. Well, it's already 73 in here. I'm wondering, because it's just a little after 2, I'm wondering if I should just go ahead and turn the air on now. Do you want to eat a puff? He's getting really good at it. He's been eating puffs for a few days now, and yeah, he's getting good at it. Yeah. He's like, give me another one. He's like, please give me more of them. Mama's gonna give you some real food in just a little while, okay? So I was just working on a video. Tobias is asleep on me. And all of a sudden, the power goes out. It's a bright sunny day. There haven't been any storms for at least a couple of days, as far as I know. And the power's out. Not really sure why, but I hope it doesn't stay out. Either way, I don't know what's going on right now. I hope it comes back on by the time night falls. Currently, it's going on 5 o'clock. I don't know. Hopefully the power doesn't stay out. So the power's still out. It's almost 6:30. I'm finally eating my tomatoes that I made earlier. Tobias has been asleep for a long time, so he just finally got up. And I'm hoping he's gonna be in a fairly good mood for the rest of the evening, especially if the power's gonna be out, because, yeah. I don't know what to do with myself when the power's out, especially with the sun going down now. It's making its descent. I've got about 2.5 hours until it's completely pitch black outside. Oh, hello. Welcome to Survival Time with Betsy. I'm currently making some aluminum foil place things for my candles. So I don't actually have any kind of little, what would you call it? I don't have any candle holders. And these candles don't just burn up, they melt all over the place. So I'm not gonna make the same mistake I made last time, which was let them melt on whatever they were sitting on. So I'm making little things for them to sit in so it catches the wax when the wax melts. Remember when I said I was hoping he'd be in a good mood? He's not. Why is my power out? That's what I want to know. Why is the power out? And as soon as night falls, I'll find out if I'm the only one with the power out. And no, I'm not gonna go knock on one of the neighbors' doors and ask them if their power's out, because it's me. Why would I do that? I don't talk to people. Do you hear that? Do you hear that? Because for some reason, I didn't hear that a moment ago. Wasn't even paying attention, and the power came on, and I had no idea it came on until I came in the kitchen. I'm getting all my candles ready, you know, place them in different areas. And I came in here to the kitchen to put the oil lamp, set it up. And I just happened to look over, and the lights are on the washing machine. And I'm like, oh, the power is on. So, hey, the power's back on, and I prepared for nothing. Although, the power might go back off. I don't know. I don't know what happened, so I don't know. But the power's back on, so I am going to take advantage of that and, I don't know, charge my camera or something. So, really needed to finish a video tonight. Almost got one done, but Tobias was just being so crazy and I couldn't get it finished. I just gave up. I'm like, I'm not gonna get it done tonight. It's whatever. I'm gonna have to just work on it tomorrow. Tobias is still awake, in case you're wondering. It is 10:45. Tobias is just hanging out. What else? Nothing much. Just hanging out. Really wanted to get that video finished, but I'll get it finished tomorrow, I guess, since I'm not going to my mom's anymore. And I either see lightning bugs out there or someone stalking me. I'll look over here. That didn't work. That, I don't think was a lightning bug. I think that was someone's headlights. Run, baby, run! He still doesn't try to stand up on his feet and walk, though. He just lets his legs hang and then scoots around. Oh, you're so funny. Oh, geez, try to trip me. Crazy baby. Oh, back to Netflix or something.